Okay, stay close. Let's go.
People ask us often, like, what's it like to be one of 7 kids? It's like, well,
we don't know anything
we've
else.
Always been, other than, you know, prior to the little ones being born, we've always been part of a large family. And we've always worked and done life together. And so this film was really, I think, just a great extension of what music has been. So when we stepped into Unsung Hero, it felt like this natural extension of the family. And I think it's worth noting too that this is certainly an honor project for our parents and for family, but it's not a glory project. I mean, this really dives into the ego and the struggle of what it means to be a man. It really dives into, obviously, the unsung hero that is our mum and our sister.
It's gonna be dangerous and scary. It's gonna be so hard that you wanna go back. And giving up, giving in, it's not an option. We've got to fight our way forward.
This isn't really our story. This is really our parents' story. But yet we actually have a role. We take basically most of mum and dad's life and we condense it down into what feels like a year and a half kind of time frame. And
it's fascinating looking back now as an adult because, again, like being one of 7 kids, it was just the reality you knew. Sleeping on beds made out of clothes, moving halfway around the world, it was just the reality that we knew. And yet, when I reflect on it, there were so many things about it that were unsafe. We did not know where the next meal was going to come from. Mum was 7 months pregnant with our little sister. We didn't have insurance or any way for her to be born in a hospital. We were half a world away from our cousins, our aunts and uncles, our grandparents, and beyond. And yet, with all of that against us, we felt very safe in one another's love and in our parents' love. It became this great opportunity.
And I remember those moments. I remember, sitting on the house in our, living room that had no furniture and saying these prayers and seeing these miracles take place.
So Unsung Hero is about my wonderful mother-in-law, Helen Smallbone. I love that when you're taking in the film, you get to really intimately see and know Helen and David, and as parents, how they were able to make this great faith journey as a family. But if you really pay attention, you'll see a character kind of hidden behind everyone else, and that is Rebecca.
I wonder if he's right. Maybe I'm not meant to sing.
Or maybe you're not meant to sing other people's songs.
And as a teenager, she wanted to provide for her family. She wanted to help bridge the gap that she saw coming between her parents and her father and industry people. And I hope that she's able to watch this film and feel affirmed and validated and seen for all that she gave.
And I think what's beautiful about even dropping into the 90s is it's almost a different era already. It's 30 years ago. There was a different cadence and slowing things down and not only slowing them down, but as a family, finding and fighting your way through struggle and how that bonds you together to find your way through it is really profound. And so to put that on screen, I hope it was quite the homage to what family is and the opportunity that we all have to engage in family life in different ways.
It felt weird in the sense of I think I've heard people say, are you living a life that actually could be played out in a movie? And it's weird to have a situation where you were much younger. So when it came to, for Joel, Joel's the father of himself, which is very strange.
I'll challenge anyone for the multiverse odd reality that we stepped into with playing your dad, kissing your mum, but it's your wife, and you're looking at your son, but it's you. And it just was, the whole thing was trippy, you know.
As a cherry on top, you have Joel and I in our partnership navigating what it's like to be a married couple where we're both creatively invested in this script and in this story and in casting, and at the same time, I'm going to set and watching my husband become another person with a whole other family, a whole other wife, and then come home at night and we're supposed to just like hit a reset button. And then you had the real life part of it, which was myself, my in-laws, all coming to set and watching these stories played out in front of them. And I mean, this is what you do when you go to therapy. You go back in order to go forward.
She's been given a beautiful voice. It's a miracle.
She's a special one, son. Your family, they're not in the way. They are the way.
The Inspired By soundtrack was something we've never done before, in the fact that you're taking these 90s songs placed in this world by Michael W. Smith, or Rhythm of Your Heart by Rod Stewart, or Seal's Crazy, or Johnny Farnham's You're the Voice. Like, you're taking these incredibly nostalgic, well-written tunes and putting this For King Country flair on them, coupled with the fact that we have done more collaborations on this Inspired By than any other album we've ever put together. You've got Lee Brice, Lecrae, Michael W. Smith, Stryper, Amy Grant, our sister Rebecca St. James, Hillary Scott, Sleeping at Last. And as a result, I think it's really kind of otherworldly as far as the For King Country catalog is concerned. It's something that a memory that we'll take to our grave with us, how magical, not only our experience at the beginning of the 90s, moving to America, but then the experience of reenacting it, the experience of writing and performing this music in the Inspired By. It's just sort of miraculous.
And there's a quote that Mother Teresa said many years ago that I find to be kind of a thesis statement for this film, and that is this: if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And my family is, and our family is like any other family. We are not a perfect family, and if you see the movie, you're going to see that pretty quickly. Not a perfect family, but a family that does believe in each other. And I think the power of family is more important now than ever in the history of the world. And we need to see those stories about family up on the silver screen.
It's going to be dangerous and scary, and giving up, giving in, it's not an option.
Whatever your dream is, I know you can achieve it.
Please welcome my big sister.
My dream is to be like you. It always has been.